The Corrupted Gauntlet. Some of the most rewarding, yet challenging content in the game. The Corrupted Gauntlet clocks in at about 4 to 5 mil per hour for mains, and has become a basic necessity at this point for mid to end game Ironmen. That sounds great and all. The only problem? You're bad at the game. Fear not, young Blue Eater. Professor Patty is here to help, and class is in session. I believe that with the right guidance, enough time, and effort, anyone can master the Corrupted Gauntlet, even you cheesecapers. This is by no means to be a comprehensive guide, nor will I be focusing on any speedrunning tactics or any other advanced tactics. I'm aiming this guide at those who have either attempted a gauntlet, completed a few regular gauntlets, and those who are struggling to get consistent kill count. I promise that if you pay attention, implement these little nuggies of wisdom, you will be complaining about being 800 kill count dry in your enhanced seed in no time. With that settled, let's head over to my classroom. The absolute best way to get better at any content in this game is to identify what's going wrong, where you're falling short, and working on that individual thing in order to get better. I have boiled this down to 3 specific things for the Corrupted Gauntlet, and I'm gonna make a little bit of a flowchart here. The first one, that's a clock. It stands for time. I hear all the time that people are running out of time, getting teleported into the Hunleff, your armor is not made, you don't have enough food. Probably thinking, oh, Penny, I got a bad scout, I can't get it because the layout's bad. Then that's bullshit. I can take any layout, any possible layout, and get tier 2 armor and 2 perfected weapons every single time. The layout matters for speedrunning, for you getting completions, doesn't matter at all. This just means that we have to work on your preparation strategy, and we'll have you on your way. The second one? Food. And I don't mean your Taco Bell delivery order, that's a perfectly reasonable reason to fuck off mid-Hunleff. I mean you're running out of food during the Hunleff kill at some point. This could have something to do with either your preparation strategy or your Hunleff. We're gonna have to take a little bit of a closer look at where you're falling short on that to be able to break it down and figure out how we correct this. And the final one? You're not subscribed to my channel. There's the video. It's right there below it. Just click the red button. I can wait all day. Good, good. The final reason is that you're getting KO'd in the Hunleff kill. Not because you're running out of food, you just get stacked with a ton of damage at once and you die and fail the gauntlet. This has 100% to do with your Hunleff kill, so we'll be focusing on strategies to make sure that you are able to reliably complete every kill. I want to start off with teaching you my preparation strategy, but before we even get there, we need to find you the right world for you. And what we're looking for is a world with low ping. Ping is the amount of time that it takes for your action to be registered by the host server. And the way we're going to find this is with 2 different factors: the server's proximity to your physical location, and then also the population of the server. So I'm located in the United States, if you can't tell by my accent. We're going to be looking at the high 400s here, as these are the East Coast servers, and that's the closest to me. We're also going to be looking at the lowest populations, which the high-risk world's usually a pretty good choice, but it looks like the one I'm in, 494 here, 2 more people, not really going to make too much of a difference. And a quick aside to that, the reason the ping matters so much, in pretty much everything, but especially in content like endgame PVM, the Gauntlet specifically, is the tick system. I'm assuming you understand what a tick is if you're this far into the game. If not, you should really look up a guide. You're going to be completely fucked in the Corrupted Gauntlet if you don't have a deep understanding of this. Basically, if I click here, I clicked, and then on the next tick, the actions performed. So clicked on tick 1, moved to tile on tick 2. That happens with everything: turning on prayer, turning off prayer, eating a food. Everything in the game is run off of this. If you're in a bad ping world, your click might not register on the correct tick, so you might move to the other square 2 ticks after you clicked it because of the lag in the ping. So that's why this is so important to get a good ping world. On to prep, we are going to be doing a 2-phase preparation strategy. You're going to be wanting the tier 2 armor with 2 perfected weapons. I know you've seen your favorite streamer do the tier 1 armor and maybe only 1 weapon. You're not them. You're watching a Corrupted Gauntlet guide trying to get your first kill count, so this is what you're going with. You're going to want to do all in the first inventory: 7 barks, 7 of the linium cotton looking things, and then 7 of the ores, along with 2 herbs, 1 weapon frame, and a bare minimum of 90 shards. You're likely going to have more than this. More is better. I'll explain why in a little bit here, but 90 is the bare minimum. Also, during this run, once you're done mining the ore, you're going to want to drop your pickaxe, and once you're done cutting the bark or the logs, you're going to want to drop that axe as well to make room. It's a new day, and we're back in the classroom. I did want to address some advice that I've been seeing going around in some other guides, and that is to gather resources around the preparation room in a little semicircle like this. And a lot of my friends are following this like it's gospel. I say, fuck that. If you're right here in if you've got a resource like right here or somewhere on the wall, it makes a lot more sense to check this room and see if there's like a little triple resource here, or same thing with here, instead of just running the entire room length to try to get to this room and then, oh no, look, this one's completely empty. So all I'm saying is it's not bad advice to stick around the preparation room, and you should always know where this is. Just don't follow that rule like gospel, and don't be afraid to check some of these outside rooms for resources as well. So with all of that out of the way, I do want to show you this in practice, so I'm going to attempt an example kill. I'm going to attempt to do commentary over it. So we're just going to immediately go in and check one of these close rooms. We've got a triple resource room, which is perfectly ideal. I would take that over pretty much anything. Since we're close to this door, I'm going to check this room. Want to get these guys on me so I can hit them in between picking the resources. See, that's nice there. We got 2 close ore deposits on this side. So what I'm doing there, I'm just saving ticks that would have been wasted just sitting attacking the monster by using them in between the resource gathering. We just need to kill 3 of these, and we'll be able to get one of our weapon frames that we require. There it is. And we are on our way. I actually do need 1 more of these, so I'm going to have to run back, wasting a little bit of time. Close to this door, might as well check it on my way over here. Bear, we don't want none of that. And this room should actually finish off our prep already. This will be my 7th ore, so I'm going to drop my pickaxe over on my way over to these guys. Dropping my axe. And I have 1 room for 1 herb. I'm only going to grab that if I can get that on the way back, and it looks like we do end up getting it. You do want to pray against these guys. They can hit pretty hard and pretty often. Once we're in the prep room, you want to go to the singing bowl, and you are going to want to make the staff. Don't make the bow right off the bat. I know you want to, but you're making the staff. What else is absolutely necessary is 2 vials, and to make 2 vials, I have enough shards so that I can make a plate body, can actually make the next plate body too, which takes the most amount of resources out of your inventory. Then we're going to make those 2 vials, see if we can make any legs or the helm. We can't because we need 40 shards for that. And then you're going to drop as many items as you feel necessary for the amount of food spaces that you want. Realizing that you're going to lose the pestle and mortar, you're going to lose 2 slots for the herbs since you're going to be putting them in there. And then you're going to want to run over here and fill up your water vials, or you can fill them on fishing spots throughout the raid. Since we're talking about time, at this point of the gauntlet, you should have about 5 minutes left in the raid, or if it was not too great of a layout, 4:30 or maybe even 4 at a bare minimum should be left on the clock. If you're not there yet, you really need to look into better, more efficient time use. Don't wait around after your resource depletes. Don't just sit there whacking at one of the monsters waiting to get more shards or something like that. You're going to want to drop less of your stuff. This is more for saving time later, since you're going to have to pick it all back up later, and that takes 1 tick or 0.6 seconds per item that you have to pick back up. So drop less of that. You're just being kinder to your future self. And as far as pathing around goes, this is going to be a huge time save and extremely important once we get to the boss itself. Stop spam clicking to move everywhere. Just click once, your character is going to go to where you clicked. It's fine. Congratulations, you've outsmarted the woodcutting skill. On to phase 2. You should be making good time at this point if you follow the first part of this guide. You're going to want at least 12 fish, bump that up to 16 if you're having trouble with food during the boss. If you're having a lot of trouble, bump that up to 20. You're going to need to get 2 of the demi-bosses down. I recommend getting the bowstring and the orb for both the bow and the staff. These are going to be the easiest ones to learn with. You're going to want to make your Eggnil potions. You will use your pestle and mortar on your shards to create dust. Add the herbs to the vials, add the dust to the herbed vials, and you're going to get your Eggnil potions. These are basically a stamina and like a super restore combined. They're a little bit better than a super restore. They restore a lot of prayer. You're also going to need 1 more weapon frame, and then you're going to need a certain amount of shards depending on how many shards you ended up with in the first place. Each armor piece is going to be 100 for the attuned level. If you it's going to be 40 for the basic level, so just do some quick maths while you're running around. And then you're also going to need 80 for your new weapon. So just do all those calculations, figure it out. I put the X marks through the pestle and mortar. You're going to drop that right after the dust. After you get your fish, don't need the harpoon, get rid of that. And once you have found your final room and you're ready to teleport back to the prep room, you're going to need to get rid of that scepter. So we're prepping up to begin phase 2. Got my 2 vials here, and I only need to drop like 4 or so. So I'm just going to fill them over here and equip my armor pieces. And then while you're running, you're going to want to start making your potions, drop your pestle and mortar, just keep on moving. I think if there's like one tip I could give you for all of this is just continuously be moving, continuously be doing something, never just be standing around. I'm not going for the halberd, but the reason I am killing the bear is that if I get another bear, it's going to drop one of the other 2 items. So if I skipped him and got a bear on the other side, it would give me the spike, which would force me to go and find another demi-boss. So I'm actually going to come over here and fish up 8 fish. The reason I'm not getting all the 12 that I want to get is because I'm hoping that I'm going to get some as a drop from the monsters. It takes 1 tick to pick up a fish off the floor, so ideally you get some from the demi-bosses or any of the other monsters that you kill on the way. It just saves a little bit of time, so I'm only going to get 8. If I need another one, I'll find another fishing patch. It shouldn't be a problem. About this time, you should be calculating how many shards you need, since I still need a full helm and a full legs. That's 100 each, so that's 200, and then I need another 80 for my bow. So I'm looking at 280 shards that I need. So because of that, I'm just going to kill this scorpion while I'm running to the other demi-bosses. We got a dragon, that's great. 91 is a pretty big shard drop, so that's putting me at 270. With 2 more demi-boss kills, there's almost... No, I think it is impossible for me not to get to the 280 mark. So we are good on shards. Another dragon, and since we already killed the melee, the bear over there, this will automatically give us the the bowstring. So we got that. We already have our weapon frame. I like to put it here because that's where I keep my weapons during the Hunleff fight. You always want to keep your weapon in the same spot, so that way you always know where it is. You're switching in between your prayers back and forth. You just automatically know where to click every single time. So this will help after prep. Don't have to like drag it into place and rearrange the inventory. It's just already there. I didn't get any more fish, but luckily, looks like Jagex blessed us there. We got a fish room right here. So I'm going to get 4 more fish. And since we don't need to unlock any more rooms in the raid, I'm going to drop my scepter to open another spot for the fish. Then quickly, I don't need to fish anymore. I'm going to drop the harpoon and we're going to teleport back to the homeroom. Once we're back here, you want to cook all of your fish because you might need to drop them to pick up some items. Looks like I'm not gonna have to. Ideally, you don't have to drop more stuff on the ground. It's just taking up more time. So you're gonna want to create your weapons, and then you're also going to want to create your armor here. Pick up whatever you dropped. And then we are fully equipped to go back into the gauntlet. This was a little slow, but we got a minute and a half left. You're going to want to start off with ranged if possible, and Hunleff always starts off with ranged. Gonna make this really brief. This video is getting really long. Key takeaways should be that you should never stop moving, always be doing something, multitask when possible, like fishing while killing a demi-boss, and always know what you need next, whether that's the amount of shards or just the general location of where you want to be headed after your current action is done. Did want to revisit the whiteboard briefly to go over our 3 problem areas. Let me know which one you're having an issue with in the comments section here below. If you did follow my preparation guide and you've given it a few tries, you should have the time down. If not, I don't know what else to say. Get good. Just practice on becoming better at every little part of it. I'm sure if you stick to what I told you, this will eventually click. You're going to get faster and faster over time. Completely forgot about food. If you're running out of food on the Hunleff, get more fish during your prep. If 12 isn't enough, get 16. If 16 isn't enough, get 20. If 16 isn't enough, we should focus more on your Hunleff because I think more is going wrong there. You should be able to get by with 12. The corrupted Hunleff, probably the part that most of you have been waiting for. What's going to be really important with improving your Hunleff kill is going to be, number 1, your pathing, how you're running around the arena, not stepping and not standing long term in lava, avoiding tornadoes, and DPSing while doing it. DPS is going to be largely important too. This is going to shorten the amount of time that you're in there with the boss, which ultimately leads to less chances for you planking. And then finally, you're going to want to learn what to prioritize when it's not worth getting hit off prayer just to sneak in 1 extra hit or save 1 or 2 ticks or something. You're definitely going to want to prioritize not getting killed over doing a little bit more DPS. Just wanted to go over the basic mechanics before we dive into some live kills. The corrupted Hunleff changes his attack style every 4 attacks. He's going to start off with range and then switch to magic after he ranges you 4 times. He's going to change his prayer to your last attack style every 6 hits. So you will get 6 off prayer hits, and then he will switch it and you will have to switch your weapon. The floor is lava. You'll see what I mean. If you're watching this guide, you've probably already seen it, but there's going to be the floor that lights up in a pattern. This pattern's going to change. Don't step on the floor. It deals a ton of damage very quickly. And then after every so many attacks, he's going to spawn some tornadoes that are going to follow you around, and you're going to have to not get hit by the tornadoes. You're going to have to change your prayers, your attack styles, and avoid the floor while running away from these. It's a lot to manage at first, but I believe in you, and let's hop into the gauntlet. Alright, so I am prepped. A few things that you want to note before going in. Want to make sure that your hit points and your prayer are full. He's going to start off shooting you with range, so you're going to want to be praying range while going in. And since we're doing bow and staff, bow's going to be our better DPS weapon, so we're going to want to start off with that. For the sake of the guide, I'm not going to be doing the 5-to-1 method or anything like that. We're just going to be doing it kind of just traditionally. And I'll show you what I mean when I go in here. So we're going to pray range and our rigger. Just go in and immediately start attacking him. So that's 2 attacks. 3, and after his next attack, he's going to change his attack style, and then that is our 6th attack, so we're going to change to our staff. Important thing to note, just move off of the lava there. So that attack right there, that ball, he turned off our prayer, so we're just going to have to turn it right back on. And as you can see, there's a visual cue to when he changes his attack style. It is best to remember it just so you are prepared in advance, but not really necessary. When I was talking about prioritization, definitely prioritize your prayers over your attack styles and everything. Much better to not get hit than to get a little bit higher DPS. If you're not really comfortable DPSing during tornadoes, I'd just say don't. Just use this time to heal up and run away, practice your path in, and just try to avoid being hit. It is best to be able to DPS during them, and it's going to make the fight last less long, but, you know, you want to prioritize not taking damage. And as you can tell, while I'm moving around, I'm not spam clicking. 1 click per tick will get you where you need to be. There we go, got hit by a tornado. Run's looking a little scuffed so far, but if this happens, just keep a cool head. Just heal up. You'll be fine. Another good thing to learn is when to eat. You're going to want to not eat during your prime DPS opportunities. Obviously, if you need to eat, don't die over trying to get more DPS. Eat the food. But if you aren't DPSing during tornadoes yet, that'd be a good time to heal up to full. More generally, if you're delayed by something else, would be a good time to start chomping down on those. Wanted to cut the clip for you here since we have entered the 4 Nadoes phase. As you can see by the 4 tornadoes that were chasing me around there. This is by far and away the most difficult part of the corrupted Gauntlet. There's 4 tornadoes, and honestly the hardest part is that the lava patterns on the ground become extremely difficult. They fill a large part of the screen, they change very rapidly, and if you are standing on a spot that is about to change, you have a very short amount of time to get off of there, all while dodging the tornadoes and the attacks that are constantly changing and all that. I definitely recommend, until you get very comfortable with the Corrupted Gauntlet, just don't even think about DPSing during this phase. Focus on pathing around the lava on the floor and healing up as much as possible. Found this graphic on the wiki to share with you, but here's where you should be standing while DPSing during the 4 Nadoes phase. This is not when the tornadoes are chasing you, but just during the free time when you're not running away. These spots will guarantee that you will never be on a lava spot after you've hit the 4 Nadoes phase. All right, we're at the 4 Nadoes, so we are going to stand 2 tiles in from the door in the doorway to make sure that the lava doesn't get on us at any point here during the time. Just gonna heal my prayer up to full, and now we're dodging Nadoes. Like I said, just don't worry about DPSing during these. See, I spam clicked a little bit there, and that's why I got hit. Important not to panic. And we're back to the doorway. Meant to mention this earlier, but just always keep an eye on your prayer. Make sure that it's filled up. Sipping a potion doesn't interrupt your attack, so you're not going to have any tick loss on that end. So always good to keep that as full as possible. Just want to make sure you keep your DPS maximized, as it's going to get a little bit tricky. Looks like the hits are in our favor here. That's the Corrupted Hunleff. Key takeaways: spam clicking is bad. If you saw in that last clip, the only time that I took unnecessary damage was when I did spam click. Don't do that. Have controlled movement the entire time you're in the Corrupted Gauntlet, and honestly everywhere else in the game. Prioritize life over damage. Better to live than to squeak out an extra hit. And don't panic if you do take some extra damage. It's fine. You can just heal up later. And honestly, that's pretty much all you need to know. If you take everything from this guide and implement it over time, I have no doubt that you're going to start seeing completions. You're going to probably eat shit at first, over and over again, but get that crappy chest and dive right back on in. Thank you so much for watching this guide type of thing, and if I did help you out, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next time.